Okay, here we are, day 15. Today is September the 10th. We had PPI news today at 8:30 and we have CPI tomorrow. So as you can see, I took another loss today, $250, which as you know is my amount that I risk, even though today I did actually take 2 trades, so I could have potentially lost more than that, but I'll go over both the trades. Honestly, I felt I traded pretty well. You know, there wasn't much different I would do. I think this is a fine loss. Obviously, these like almost coming up to 3 weeks now that I've been on this live account has been very unfavorable price action for me personally. I think I've done well in terms of, obviously, as you can see, the account's now practically a break even. We're at $50, so literally 0.1% in drawdown. So the account's basically a break even. You know, I feel like I'm in a good spot, as I feel like to be able to protect my capital in a way, obviously of being at break even still through this time is pretty important, because this is about as bad as it will get for me these last few weeks. Hopefully it starts to look up from here. Obviously caught a couple nice trades, and that's when price has been clean on them days, but other than that we really haven't got many setups. So coming into today, my draw and liquidity was all-time highs, right? I'm guessing this is like previous monthly high, August high. Yeah, so previous monthly highs, August high, all-time highs. That's my draw liquidity. As you can see, I mean, obviously it doesn't look like it anymore, but we were just really pushing for it. We're closing above here. We're inverting these gaps. We're, you know, getting these nice big candles pushing towards it. Coming into the morning, what we did was we kind of had a London reversal where London moved lower, and then we came above, creating a change in state and inversing the fair value gap. Obviously, we had our 8:30 news come out. We made data high and data low. Now, coming into the morning, what I wanted to see initially was I wanted to see this 15-minute fair value gap hold and give us a long, as we had the 8:30 news 15-minute fair value gap. Now, if we go to, so we go to 9:30 here. Let me get ES up as well. So as you can see at 9:30 here, we just dump. We dump on ES2. We had an SMT here, but obviously I'm not looking for shorts and there's nothing really to take here anyway. We had an SMT there, so we dump. We dumped so far down off the 9:30 candle, huge push down. I was now wanting to see the data low be swept before we move higher. So, like I said, I took 2 trades. Now, the initial trade I took was, which this one is the one that isn't maybe as good as I thought, right? Like in the live time, I thought this was a good trade, and it's not a bad trade, but I could see a lot of reasons, or not a lot, but I could see a few reasons to not take it. And it basically was off this change in state here. So it was off the close, which was here, and then it was the stop was, I believe my stop loss was there. Target the data high. As you can see, you just got stopped out pretty quick. Obviously the other confluences were, we kind of came down, had this kind of rejection 15-minute wick, tacked this 15-minute fair value gap, and at this point in time we had an SMT with the data low, as ES had not yet took it, and we also had the 1-minute SMT. If I show you with this, obviously you can see this has got taken, but then on ES here at this point in time it hadn't been taken. So we had 2 lots of SMT, a 15-minute bullish gap. Now, the reason I say this was possibly not the best trade is just because this was choppy, right? Like we put in this low, swept it, and I wanted to see us kind of, you know, no, see what I mean? It's not that bad. Like we didn't displace cleanly above the CISD, which is what I mean by it was a bit choppy here, but you know, it wasn't bad, to be honest. Like I said, we put in the low, we swept it, and then within a few candles we closed over it. I think it was a fine trade personally. Got stopped out almost straight away after. I see us come down. Obviously at this point in time we hadn't tapped into that 15-minute gap marked, but obviously we were in this one, and there's one here, we were in that one. So there was a lot of 15-minute, and there was obviously hourly gap there. So first trade lost. Then we come down, tap into the lower gap, holding the SMT still, and we then get this nice inverse, very clean. This was my second trade, which I take, stop here, and my target was just going to be here or here. I hadn't like fully decided yet. What I was mainly thinking was ES was very bullish at this time, so I was going to take my long off when ES took the data high and made an SMT. So I take that trade, as you can see, absolutely diabolical price. I mean, look, we get a nice, I get in, we chop a bit, we get a nice push higher at 10 for about 3 minutes, and then from 10:03 to 11:15, so over an hour, we move literally nowhere, right? We're in this bearish 15-minute gap, but we didn't show major signs of rejecting it. Like we weren't closing obviously above it, but we were closing inside it higher and then closing higher and then higher, and then eventually, so obviously this second trade was a break even. I'll get my executions up now to show you. So obviously my first trade, well, it's very messy, but my first trade, the one here, the CISD here that lost, sold it there, and then I obviously rebought again once we got the inverse, and then sold that there at break even. I mean, obviously we ran lower, so I'm guessing my drawn liquidity was just wrong, even though I don't think it was bad to target the data highs. And yeah, I mean, this is just very unfortunate. I know a couple people took this trade. A couple people took profits here, which was less than a 1-to-1, but you know, it's kind of I mean, it worked, and it's the kind of low-hanging fruit, easy target. That's not what I wanted. Obviously, I'd already taken a loss, and I'm targeting at least 2R, so I was, like I said, wanting to take it off. ES was obviously very different off this SMT here. ES pumped. We got close to the data high, didn't take it, didn't make an SMT or anything, and then just dumped. So it's very weird price. But yeah, that's today. Like I said, I feel like my trades weren't bad. Obviously, I stuck to my risk, took the loss. It's unfortunate I'm losing, but I think it is helping. Not helping, but it's definitely teaching me stuff, and I definitely feel like I'm trading good, because I feel like any account, let alone a live account, getting this many losses, this bad price action, I feel like before, that's where the psychological issues could have came in. You know, I could have said, oh, I want to make that back, oh, this is boring, let me just put some size on, do you know what I mean? But like, I found quite a few good trades. The majority of them haven't worked, a couple have. And yeah, that's basically that. So I feel like I'm in a good spot here. Like I said, basically break even. Obviously my drawdown's been pushed up just over $200, but that's not a problem. I shouldn't be getting down that low anyway with how I trade. And yeah, I feel like hopefully we can have a good day on Thursday and Friday, finish off the week nice and green, and then hopefully we get some good price action the rest of the month, and you know, see what we go from there, because I feel like I am trading well. All right, so that's that, and I'll catch you in the next one.